My name is Stuart Gordon Tribble, and I do costumes, hair, and makeup for film, television, and theater. I'm trying to think of something that would be acceptable that's not completely out of control. I've known Chuck for over 30 years, since probably 1987, 88. We've gone through retail stores, rebranding products, a lot of stuff, professional stuff and personal stuff, because we're really good friends. Back in the late 80s, early 90s, we had a couple of vintage clothing store. I did all the window displays and the in-store displays, the visual merchandising. We used to do crazy biker windows to Jiffy Pop to Winter Wonderland, all of that, you know, and we also did trade shows together. We worked with John the Black Hearts, Boy George, the 5, 6, 7, 8s. I did costuming for that and hair and makeup for the concessionaires and the brand ambassadors. When the music scene got really big in Seattle, the grunge and all that, you know, we had clients like Kurt Cobain, Courtney Love. I think I did a couple of wigs for Hole's first album, which came back completely trashed. That's kind of where we started our friendship, and was through vintage clothing to marketing and advertising. When Polite Society started, I was actually in New Mexico working on film and television down there. So I would come back up and do special events with Polite Society. Would do floral installations and special event parties with them. Drag queens, gay pride. Did I think 5 floats for various companies. That included doing the float design and then also the costume design and what that looked like and incorporating that into the brand. The Southwest is definitely unique, and there's a complete different, you know, everything, the climate, everything is different than California is different. The California aesthetic is totally different. I think living in the different areas of the country has helped me realize that there's so many different aesthetics and so many different possibilities for design, you know, whether that's costumes or decor or, you know, that type of thing, and then also different sensibilities of people and, you know, different walks of life. So, you know, you take that and then you move forward and have the ability to show all of that, you know, hopefully with respect and all of that. Oh, I love cabaret. Cabaret and what's going on right now with our world, I think, kind of go, you know, hand in hand with, you know, fascism and all that being such a big thing that's happening. And if you know anything about that show, you know, that deals with that in Berlin pre-World War II. And that being said, I don't know, the costume design, I mean, I always like to see some hot pants and some garters, you know. I mean, what would it be titled? Probably Cabaret 2.0 or Cabaret 8.9, I don't know. But I could probably think of a couple of other, Chuck could probably come up with a really good name, but we may not be able to say it out loud. I believe that so when you're doing costume design, costume hair and makeup, hopefully you're in it to where you're able to do character development. So you have to know a lot of, you know, so you're developing a character's backstory. So being able to understand what that person is thinking and where they're coming from helps develop that character. Having the ability to understand where people are coming from and community, you know, and realizing, you know, understanding what your community's needs are and how you can help your community, and knowing, you know, different personalities, like in costume and hair and makeup, you do character development, so you have to understand people's backgrounds and what their backstories are, you know, when you're developing a character. So I believe that, you know, that kind of can segue into helping your community and understanding what everybody's needs are, and what you can do to be of assistance to the people in your community. I think the most challenging thing is to, because after you've been doing something for quite a while, it's easy to get frustrated when people don't know what they're doing. And so the lesson for me is to listen and to be open to people and to realize that everybody is still learning, and I think that that's really important, working with younger kids that are coming up in the film and television industry and teaching them, what set etiquette is, how do you deal with celebrities, all of that. So everybody's learning, even, we all are, it doesn't matter at what point you are, you're still learning. The advice that I would give is to always keep an open mind, and remember to be kind to people and, do your hardest and always be on time for sure. Oh, God. Um, I don't know. I've given this some thought here. I think everybody thinks about this all the time, like, oh my God, what would happen? Probably like maybe I love the Smiths. There might be some George Michael because sometimes I want to dance, but then sometimes I like a nice ballad. Um, Earlier I was thinking Madonna, but I don't know. And then I don't know. I love the psychedelic furs. It would be so hard to choose that. I have a mixtape that a producer gave to me for the holiday. He gave it to me for Christmas, and he made it specifically for me. So it has like vintage, vintage. Oh my gosh, I'm dating myself. So it has like 80s and 70s, 70s and 80s music on it. But in between, there's like more current because I think they're trying to get me to listen to more current stuff. So I really appreciate that. So I probably would listen to, if I could have my choice, the mix that Chris made for me. Yeah.